This is really hot. This is really hot.
Everything,
Back to my channel. If you are new here, thanks so much for stopping in. I am Kayla, aka FitMomsBlog. I am an urban gardener. I have a renter-friendly garden. I do not own my house, so I plant in all containers and vertical gardens for my space. So stay tuned if you're interested in more about me and my garden and my space. Today's video is about pressure canning. So I will be getting a private lesson from one of my neighborhood friends on pressure canning. She has been doing this for a really long time, and the universe brought us together, and she's going to teach me how to pressure can today. I'm going to start with chicken, so basically chicken that I can use for like soup and things. So I wanted to grab some things from the garden. She told me to bring onions and basil, so I'm going to grab some onions and basil from the garden. When you're pressure canning, she told me that you shouldn't be putting things that are super potent, so no sage or rosemary, things like that. You can add them in after. So I'm just going to grab the basil and the green onions since I have a super abundance of them, and we're going to get ready to pressure can, so come along with me. I purchased these green onions from Aldi. I have a super abundance of them. They're literally everywhere. If you notice them, they're literally everywhere. They help deter the bugs, but they're also great in different recipes. I put them in salad. When I'm making sauce, I use them. So I literally have them all over the garden. So we are going to grab a good amount of green onion. I have some green onions over here in this bag that are getting pretty tall, so these are the perfect ones to pick. I am going to cut these down into small pieces so that they fit in the jars. I don't know exactly how much I need, but I wanted to grab an abundance, and if I have anything extra, I can just use it for tonight's dinner. So again, these are green onions I purchased from Aldi. I did not root them in any water. I just stuck them directly into the soil, and they're all thriving. They're all flourishing. I have them literally all over the garden. So I have a lot to choose from as far as grabbing some for today's pressure canning process. And of course they're going to cook down, so I'm also going to grab some basil. And remember, when you're harvesting basil, you should harvest where there's two nodules. So you can see I did that here, and now it has these two new roots growing. So I want to promote the plant to continue to get bushier. So since I have so much basil, I just try to grab from different places in the garden. And it smells so good. It's so fragrant. I have more basil, yes, here. There we go. So fragrant. Smells so good. I love basil so much. And that's all we need from the garden. We're gonna go in the house and cut everything up. My ingredients: turmeric, pink Himalayan salt, the onions and the basil, and peppers. I'm going to cut everything up and place it in this bowl.
everything, yes. Ready? She's everything, 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 yes. She's everything, 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 yes. Everything I imagine but never seen, yes. She's everything, everything, everything. She's everything, 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 yes. She's everything, 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 yes. Everything I imagine but never seen, yes. She's everything, 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 yes. Look around. in her eyes touch my soul, because your birth made me tweak my goals and get my mind right. Decisions to brighten the picture, call it sacrifice. My paintbrush covered in blood, the art of life. More to love than the 4-word letter. I traded all, turned the pain to pleasure. I prayed long time, I'm waiting, losing my patience like my daughter crying. And she can't say a word, I just need a sign. I'm dying inside, I blossom when you see me though. Bright smile, I'ma shine on you evil folk. Gave me the world, but still I want the apple. Why you call that bad chick the apple of your eye? Shackles on my pride, broke when she was born, nigga. God gave me hope in the daughter form.
So I cleaned up my chicken breast. Now I'm going to cut it up in small pieces, and then I want to see how much is going to fit in one jar, so I know how much I need to take over to my garden friend's house for canning.
Figure, she's everything in between, all I need, yes. And that's everything I ask, consider me blessed. She's everything, 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 yes. She's everything, 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 yes.
This is Presto equipment. They have a dial. So the dial tells how much pressure is inside of the canner. Depending on where you live, determines how much pressure you need inside of that can. So we are at different sea levels. So we were in Hawaii or New York or down in Georgia. The pressure, we're at a different sea level. Here in North Carolina, we're at 600 and something sea level. You don't have to remember all the details of this. I just want you to know why there's a gauge. We're at 678, 600. If it starts erratically, you can hear it. You know that your pressure has gone way up, you know, so you kind of know it. But this is the weight that goes with it. And as far as the locking, I'll show you how it locks before it gets hot. They have the arrow on one side of the handle on the pot, and then they have the two handles here. And it tells you pretty much where to line it up. How much water goes in the pot? And that's specific to the vegetables.
I went to Publix, like you said, and got the chicken.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And I just cut it up. I got the big pack. I don't know. The rest I'm gonna just cook for dinner.
Oh, okay. Did you think to save the labels? The next time that you can, I want you to up front start saving your labels for a while, like your chicken package label. Because when you really start to can and you're preserving for the future, that's where you want to see where your savings really comes in. Like you preserved this a year ago and that chicken cost you $5.99 a pound.
Yeah, it was $20.32 for the, I remember because I looked at it when I opened it, but
$20.32 for how many pounds? You remember?
I don't know. It's in the garbage can. I can look at it when I
Okay.
get home. But
Yeah.
it was 5. What's it, 5? Yeah, 5 really big chicken breasts.
Breasts. Okay, good. All right. So, and you paid about $20-something. So, yeah, I went to Publix too, but I got the smaller pack. Yeah.
4 or 5 each.
I think they were charging something like $7.99 a pound. That was what it was. And then I went and got, I got another pack of chicken breasts from Aldi's because they have organic chicken as well. And theirs was $5.99 a pound. But the point is, if you keep that, it's just for a while, a year or two, you can see where your savings comes in, because when you go in the grocery store in another 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, you'll see that price has 25% more, 30% more.
I have a garden journal, so I'll probably
Yeah, I
put
do
it in there.
too.
Yeah, because I want to see how many pounds of each thing I'm growing and compared to what I would have spent in the store.
Yes, girl, yes.
So I'll put it in my
I do
journal.
stuff like that in my gardening book, and of course you can see other stuff that I do, detox and canning and herbals and blah blah blah. That's another thing that you need to do for your pot. You always want to, I usually wait until after I finish doing my rims and throw whatever's left over. But you always want to put vinegar in your water.
Okay.
And the reason for putting vinegar in your water, and it's no set amount, I just put some vinegar in the water. And the reason for the vinegar in the water is to keep your jars from becoming cloudy.
Okay.
You know what I mean by a cloudy jar?
Mm-hmm.
Like a vase gets cloudy. You don't want your jars, you're going to use them over and over again, and you don't want your jars just looking cloudy and ugly. So you want to put the vinegar in there. And if you forget, you'll know you forgot.
Okay.
You know you forgot.
Wow. I feel like that, like how I don't use detergent in the dishwasher. I just use baking soda. And I feel like the glass and everything is so much just like clear.
Because you're using all the right stuff.
Yeah, I always felt like those things that you put in the dishwasher leave like a film of
Yes, they
chemicals
do.
on your dishes.
They
And
do.
I just, I don't like it.
They do. I'm gonna let you use this. All right, so really we're set up. I think we're all set. This is an easy process because we're doing raw. So this is a very easy process. You know, because it's only gonna take us a few minutes to put this stuff in our jars. Do you need a scale or a cup? You need a measuring cup because you did yours by the cup.
Well, they're on the jars. It says 1 cup.
Yeah. Oh, so you use what's on the cup?
Yeah, I'll just.
Okay. I don't. I just kind of throw in what I want. Now, what I have here is not just breast. You can see I have some skin there because I decided just through my experiences, sometimes chicken breast can be a little dry, you know. So I added a couple of thighs in there with my chicken breast. So if you want to pick out some of my thighs, throw in with your chicken, that's fine with me too. It's all Publix or whatever. We can almost tell what's what. And I definitely added. I'm not putting, I don't need that much skin in no one jar or anything like that. So we can always cut that if you want to add a little.
Okay.
Just to add extra fluid to the jar because the chicken's going to make its own broth. But I'm not sure if what I sent you said it or not, but the raw pack doesn't make quite as much broth as the cooked.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'll use a little bit.
yeah, so yeah, you can pull out some of that out of there. Okay. So what we're gonna do is I think the jars are probably warm enough. Yeah, I think they're warm enough. So we have what's called tongues. I only have one set of tongues, but I'm gonna let you do this. Okay. I'm gonna let you do this. You actually pull the tongues out and don't get the plastic one. This is really hot. This is really hot. The water's hot. And I make my own laundry detergents and stuff.
Oh, what do you use?
Okay. Soap nuts. I use soap nuts. I don't use all that harsh stuff they talk about. I'll let you load and then there's an issue. You don't want your jars touching the rim of the pot, the outsides of the pot.
Okay.
And you don't want the jars to touch each other.
Okay, because that's recipe for
disaster. Yeah. So you want to kind of keep them kind of separated apart a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first time I learned that lesson with like glass, I had a gas stove, and I had cooked on the stovetop, and those things are on top, and it was hot, and I took my chicken out, and I sat it on there. I walked away, and I heard pow. And I'm like, I think our dinner just exploded. So there was glass everywhere. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay.
We don't have no dinner. Match up the arrows and then you slide it around. Okay. Now, we're going to turn this on to high. And what we're looking for is we're going to let this pot boil for about 10 minutes. And the steam is going to steadily be coming up through this steam pipe. And when you hear the whistling and or see the steam, doesn't have to be both. Most of the time you just see the steam and you can see the steady flow of steam. Chances are this lock button is going to pop up at that point anyways. But after 10 minutes of steady steam, then you can put the weight on it and it will lock.
And that's when
the pressure will go up. And then I'm sorry, you don't put you don't put this on until it reaches the poundage. Okay. Until it gets to 10 pounds, 10, 11 pounds. Okay? Okay. So we're going to just let that stay on high. And you have to adjust the heat a lot throughout the process to make sure that the pressure stays right. I take my stuff all around. So I typically have carrots and corn, and I use frozen vegetables a lot. Because I do a lot of this during the winter time. Hamburger, pot roast, hamburger. I don't know what happened to the label on this. This is hamburger. Now, typically, people don't store with the lids on, with the lid on.
With the
rings. With the rings on. But you soon find out you have nowhere to store the rings. Okay. You don't want to put them on tight because if your seal breaks on your ring, your lid, you won't know. And the chances of them breaking will be great if you tighten this down on them. Okay, so you do not want to tighten that down on top.
Thing I imagine but never seen. Yes, she's everything, everything, everything. She's everything, 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 yes. She's everything, 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 yes. Everything I imagine.
These are all my jars that I pressure canned. I labeled them chicken soup, but I could pretty much use them for anything. I could eat them over rice. I could put them in soup, whatever. But this was an amazing experience. I learned so much. I am on the market for a pressure canner now. I want to build my pantry supply for any food that we can just eat easily, and just to have an abundance of food and to make sure nothing in my garden goes to waste. So that was a great lesson, and I'm just so happy I got to experience it.
No, you ain't gotta ask. No, you ain't gotta ask. Story, this is in your past. I'm a copper pad. Tell you pick a place to crash.